Hello everybody, this is Joshua Krieger at Krieg Sports Talk, and today before I get started in the video, I want you, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and like the video, and comment down below what you think about the information I'm going to talk about today. So what I'm going to talk about today is I'm going to recap 3 other major trades that I think had implications on the NBA during the trade deadline. I realize this video is a little late, but I think this is a pretty important video to make. So the first trade I would like to talk about is the Wizards and the Bulls trade. Now the Wizards, they traded Otto Porter Jr. to the Bulls for Bobby Portis and Jabari Parker. Now, this is a pretty big move for the Wizards because I've said before in my trade deadline series that Otto Porter Jr. was the person that the Wizards were going to want to trade. They weren't going to want to trade Bradley Beal, and they would have loved to trade John Wall's contract because John Wall, he's out for basically 15 months with he had heel surgery, and then he tore an Achilles tendon. So John Wall, they'd love to get rid of that contract, paying him $40 million a year, which that's one of the examples of what a Supermax does. It's hamstrung their cap space and who they can pay and who they can't pay. So this is a pretty important trade for the Wizards. They got rid of Otto Porter Jr.'s almost $30 million salary. And they got Bobby Portis, who he's a good scorer. He's 4th on the scoring list for the Bulls. 14 points, 8 rebounds, that's pretty good numbers, and he's shooting 45 field goal percentage, 38% from 3, which is a pretty good clip, and 78% from the free throw line. And he's a pretty young dude too, so the Wizards got a good player out of this. But Jabari Parker's really the cap saver here, because with Jabari Parker's contract, he's owed $20 million this season, but next season is a team option. So I would expect the Wizards to decline this team option, shed his salary. So that's going to open up $20 million of cap space for them this summer. And then they got 2023 second round picks, which second round picks are just second round picks. So the Wizards, they got a little bit better. They really didn't get better, but they really saved cap room. Now, the next trade is between the Mavericks and the Kings. Now, the Kings really got better in this trade. They got Harrison Barnes, who is a pretty good player. I've always liked Harrison Barnes when he was playing with the Warriors and when he signed with the Mavs. I've always liked him as a player. But he's having a down year in his career, but still, he's a very good player, viable option. He's shooting pretty well, averaging around 13 points a game right now with the Kings. He's not shooting as well from 3 as he is during his career, but he's still shooting at a good percentage. But here's the thing: he's on a kind of, for his down year right now, he's on a sort of bad contract. As much as I like Harrison Barnes, he's got a player option next year for $25 million, which unless there's a market for him, I believe he'll probably just accept that and take the money. And then the Mavericks, they got Justin Jackson, who I liked coming out of college 2 years ago, but he's not as good as I thought he would be. He's still shooting decent from 3, 35%. His field goals 43%. So he's not terrible, but he's just not doing what I thought he would do. He's a young player. He's a young player that the Mavs could use going into next year. So, and then Zach Randolph, he's just a veteran person that was just added to the deal. So basically, this was a win-win for everybody. Harrison Barnes was able, with this trade, they were able to shed a little bit of salary. And the Mavs, they shed a lot of salary because Harrison Barnes is costing them $25 million. So they'll be able to do some building of their team this year in the free agency market, hopefully. Now, the last one really isn't a big trade, but I think it's pretty important. The Rockets sent to the Rockets got Iman Shumpert, Wade Baldwin, and Stakis and they sent Brandon Knight, Marquise Chris, and a lottery protected first to the Cavs. And then there was another team involved, but really it wasn't that important. So it was with the Kings. So what the big player in this deal was Iman Shumpert. Now Shumpert, he's a good player off the bench this season, averaging 9.3 rebounds, 2 assists, and I always liked him. I thought he was a good player, and he'll be able to add to that bench because they don't really have a good bench, and this will just make them even better. So, and it could make them a more viable option. And plus, what they did is that I think is pretty interesting. They shed the salaries of Brandon Knight and Marquise Chris, which is pretty good. I mean, they're paying a lot of players, so maybe they can try and get a good player in the free agency market this season. But really, they shed their salaries and they got a good bench player. So, and they also, in another trade, they sent Michael Carter-Williams to the Bulls. So they really shed a lot of their salary. All the free agency people they got during the offseason, they shed all those contracts. So I think it makes him more of a viable option. In the playoffs, it'll make them even better. We'll see which seed they go up to now. But he's going to be a good player off their bench. So that's it for this video. If you have any other big trades that you would like me to talk about, put them down below and I'll talk about them. As I said before in the front of this video, subscribe, like this video, and have a good day.